downstairs. One, take the stairs all the way down, walk to the end of the hall, and on the right, there's a tunnel that takes you directly to the courts.
Thank you, sir. Have an issue specifically with drinking, he would greatly benefit from residential. He is on the wait list for Lake Geauga currently, so once a bed is available there, he will be able to go if Your Honor would allow him to do that. Your Honor, Mr. Saltz also is homeless. He would, him and I have talked about doing sober living after Lake Geauga, so if Your Honor would consider allowing him an opportunity to do that, he thinks he would greatly benefit from it. With regard to a support system, Your Honor, he doesn't have too much of a support system. I know his grandpa is here in support of him, and if Your Honor would allow it, I do believe his grandpa did want to speak on his behalf today. So we just like to ask the court to place Mr. Saltz on community control with residential treatment, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Saltz, what do you want to tell me before I sentence you?
Everything Ms. Tomazik said is accurate. I did also send you a letter about I would like to join the military as soon as treatment is accomplished. The only hang-up that I have with that is people are telling me that probation, I won't be able to enlist being on probation. So whatever you could possibly arrange so that I could...
You need to demonstrate that you can live within the rules of civil society.
I agree.
Okay. And that would be complying with whatever.
3 years ago.
Why?
And what's it?
Why?
That one, that was just emotions took control and
Anything else?
no, Your Honor.
Ms. Gold?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state asks that you impose a term of community control sanctions and that those sanctions include a drug treatment.
All right. Sir, what did you want to say?
Thank you. I don't know how much time you want me to take up, but I could.
Go ahead. Just tell me whatever it is you want me to know.
Okay. Well, I kind of look at this chronologically in terms of trying to lend some support here. And Brian comes from good parents. His mother is my daughter. She's worked hard all her life in a responsible position. His father's a craftsman. Again, works hard all his life. They've been very, very supportive of Brian. And Brian is a little tyke. He grew up as a pleasant young man, polite, fun to be with, extremely helpful, always engaged with whatever or whatever I and his grandmother were doing. He wanted to be a part of that. He's always proven to be a good boy. And he was a good student. He's an intelligent young man. I think I know a little bit about intelligence because I taught at Case Western Reserve, graduated from Case, so been around intelligent people, and I think he could fit right in there, given the opportunity. He was a good athlete, played soccer and lacrosse. Somewhere along the line at about high school, he started drifting away from these things. And I think it's maybe when he got his first touch of alcohol and possibly drugs, he started to lose his focus at that point. But then he seemed to come back around. My wife and I have lived down in Florida for a number of years, and he moved down with us. Started college down there, worked 3 jobs to support himself. Got his own place. He lived there for for about a year, then moved in with us and came back up here to Minner. And he met a nice young lady, Allie. They had 3 children together. Brian has proven to be a really, really good father to those children. He centered his life around those 3 children and would do anything for them. He took exceptional care to them. Where this all fell apart between he and his wife, I don't know. But this is the big part of it, this and the alcohol. I really think his time in here is not doing him a whole lot of good. He needs to be in a rehab situation where he can get himself cleaned up and get back to work. He's always proven to be a good worker, He's worked all his life, and I think if you put him on the right path, he'll prove us all right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Why, what's the problem between you and your parents right now?
I think the alcohol, once they know that I started drinking again,
Okay.
anything we can fight about, we do fight about.
When did you, so when you say drinking again, had you stopped for a period of time?
Yeah.
When?
3 years ago, I was in the jail treatment program. I was here over the original violation, and I was sober for almost 2 years after that. And then I had one short little relapse, and I got sober again for about 8 months, and then it was just earlier this year in late May, early June that I started again.
What happened in late May or early June?
Lost focus. Just, this protection order has been out since February, and me and Allison we'd get along 1 week and then fight the next week, and things, I don't know, things just weren't falling into place.
What's the source of the fighting?
In my opinion, she uses the kids.
Okay.
When she doesn't agree with what I'm doing, she uses the kids against me, because I don't have parenting rights right now. So if she says the kids aren't coming with you today, then the kids don't get to come with me.
And what impact does the alcohol have on the fighting?
Well, when I can talk to her, it only makes things worse. But, with the protection order in place,
How long is the protection order in place?
I don't know.
It was in effect in '22?
No, the original one was dismissed shortly after I got out of jail in 2022. This one has been in place since February of this year. And then...
Where? What court?
Lake County.
When was it issued? Anybody know?
I believe in February of 2025, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So you got 2 problems that come together and crash.
Yeah.
The relationship problem and the alcohol problem.
Yeah.
Okay. So why haven't you gone and gotten a schedule for visitation?
Because times with her would get good again, and I don't ever want to take things into court. I didn't want to,
Okay.
and it wasn't until things get bad that becomes necessary.
How old are they?
9, 7, and 5.
Okay. And how long has this battle been going on?
Like I said,
3+ years, almost 4 years?
yeah, but in between that, I even moved into her house again briefly. And during this protection order, I've been in her house. I was in her house in June, replacing her, or July, replacing her dishwasher for her. And like, so things get good, and then they go bad again. And that's why I haven't taken it over to juvenile court yet. Just,
Jennifer?
Brenner, it looks like it has already expired. It looks like, unless it's been renewed, it looks like November 25th or 28th of this year, the protection order expired. That was the same one that was filed in February.
that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Where, before you ended up in jail, where were you working?
A company called Joy Contracting,
Doing what?
home remodeling.
So what is it you're gonna do about this alcohol problem?
Well, I'm kind of like I said, I think the military would be a very structured environment for me, where as much as I hate to be away from my kids for any more time,
All right, well, there's alcohol available if you're in the military. What are you gonna do about the alcohol problem?
when I have structure around me, I don't want to drink. I don't.
How do you get structure around you?
Things that occupy my mind. Free time's not good.
Okay.
to me.
Everybody has free time, right? So what are you gonna do when you have free time and your mind starts wandering?
I don't know a great answer to it.
Huh?
I don't have a great answer to it.
I know. But that's, you gotta find the answer.
Really.
Okay? So, when you do remodeling,
Mhm.
what mostly do you do?
Everything.
Tell
Literally.
me, like what?
Everything from foundation work to roofing. What I enjoy most are like kitchen remodels, tiling.
How big is this Joy Contracting? How big of an outfit is that?
15 people, but I don't work there anymore. Prior to that, I did commercial roofing and siding. I'm also a union journeyman carpenter.
Okay. So you got skills that you can utilize, so you can make a living.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When did the alcohol start to become a problem?
Originally, or just within this?
Originally.
Probably when I was about 26.
Okay. Why did it all of a sudden become a problem?
I don't know. I don't know if it was stress. It just, the amount I consumed just gradually increased over all that time.
Well, you gotta figure out, because you're always gonna have stress.
Yeah,
Life is gonna be full of stress.
absolutely.
You know, and it's gonna be,
I
there's
was
gonna
just
be
telling,
all kinds of problems that creep up, and they could creep up tomorrow, or they could creep up a year from now.
I was just telling someone else in the jail this morning that he's trying to get sober when he leaves, and I said the 18 months that I was sober was the best 18 months I've had it. since I was 14 years old.
And so, before that ended, what were you thinking?
I don't understand it. Before.
Well, it's some reason you went for 18 months in a good situation, and the next day, boom, so what happened?
At that time, I was living with Allison again at her new house, not the house that we shared. And we got in an argument about child support, and she kicked me out, and I was, that day I was right back to where I left off.
Okay. You ever been involved in AA before?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What did you find that to be helpful?
I found it to be helpful, and I had a sponsor, and I did all the steps. But then I kind of changed my thinking about it when I noticed how many people were court ordered to be at AA, and I don't agree with court ordered AA meetings because it's half of the people are there that want to be there, and the other half of people that are there are ordered to be there, and I don't believe that it should be a place that people are forced to go to.
Okay.
I believe it's a place where it should only be people that want to be there.
Ideally, if we lived in an ideal world, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. But we don't, so it ain't.
Yeah.
I order people to go there,
Yeah.
fully realizing that initially nobody wants to go there. Anybody who's in a court that I order, almost 100% of them don't want to go.
I read the entire AA book 5 times before I ever stepped into one of the rooms, so I wanted to go.
All right.
I wasn't ordered to go.
Then why did you why did you fail the program then? Because the program worked, according to what you're telling me. Why did you fail the program? Program didn't fail you, right?
I was tired of seeing people that didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be in the room with other people who had no interest in being there.
Okay. Well, nobody says you have to commiserate with them, like them. You could acknowledge the guy who wants to be there.
And I did for a long time.
But ultimately, you got to figure out what works for you, because it's the same stuff. I could order the same thing 100 times, okay? And I could order the same 10 conditions on 100 people in a row, and I won't get the same result twice as far as the effectiveness of those orders, okay? You got to figure it out, okay? And whether it's through, you have a lot of questions you can't answer, okay? A couple times you told me you don't know why you did something or didn't do something, okay? Obviously, the 2 triggers for you are Allison and the alcohol, and one seems to lead to the other, although one existed before the other to some degree, okay? So you need to figure that out, okay? And if there's no more protection order anymore, that's not going to solve your problems either, because you're still going to have that relationship problem with her, whatever the source of it is. Maybe it's her, maybe it's 100% her, maybe it's 50% her and 50% you, who knows, okay? But you have to deal with that. And maybe the start of dealing with that is go in and get an order so if she's jerking you around, she can't jerk you around, okay? So you have some certainty in what's going on.
That's what I've been told.
Okay. And I told you that, but you're going to do whatever you want to do, okay? You think it may cause a problem in that relationship, that maybe you hope that relationship works out, and this is going to make it worse if you go to court, but hell, it's been 4 years of hell, okay? because of this,
Yeah.
all right? So it's gotta come to a head somehow. And I think that's the way you have to do it, but that ultimately, that's your decision. All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and the drug and alcohol evaluation and the other information. And I know Ms. Tomasic has told you this, but if she calls you or she shows up, there's nothing positive coming of that. For the time, for now, okay? So you've gotta take affirmative steps to get this, to get your relationship with your kids in order.
I agree.
All right, I've considered all the provisions of 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. I'm placing on community control for 3 years. I'm going to order 90 days in jail with credit for 47. Now, when a spot opens up at Lake House or Concord Pines, and you're going to go into that program, and the remainder of the days will be suspended. Do you know the wait time on that, Nikki?
I don't off the top of my head, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
All right. So as soon as the spot's available, you'll go. And after you complete that, a minimum 6 months of sober living. And no drugs or alcohol with screens. I want you to get a mental health evaluation and follow the recommendations. I want you to know the answer to these questions. And maybe that has some value. I'm gonna order you to go to 4 AAs a week and get a sponsor, okay? And I'm gonna order you to do the decision points program through the probation department and pay the cost and supervision fees. Anything else as far as terms, Jennifer?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Do you understand all the terms?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any question about the terms?
As far as the military goes, will I be eligible?
I don't have the slightest idea what their criteria is as it relates to stuff like this, okay? So you'll have to work your way through that, but whether you're eligible or not, let's assume that you are eligible at some point. You're gonna have to prove yourself through how you conduct yourself for the next year or 2 years or whatever it is.
Understood.
Okay, otherwise, why would they be interested in having you?
Understood.
Any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, if you don't comply, the state will file a motion to terminate your community control if I find you violated, and you face a potential 12 months in prison. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Gold?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor, unless Your Honor would like to impose a no contact order.
Well, I'm hesitant to do that because of because of the kids. Now, what's this Family Wizard stuff that you were talking about?
It's an app on our phone that
How did you come to use that?
I forget the magistrate's name.
It's through the courts, Your Honor. I know domestic relations uses the app specifically to monitor communication when it becomes.
Except there's no order here anymore, right?
To my knowledge, no. I know there was a protection order in place, but I don't know off the top of my head if there is.
How much do your parents see your kids?
Recently, in the recent months, only maybe 2 times a month, but beyond that,
How does she get along with your parents?
well, very well.
Okay, why don't you talk to your parents? Hopefully they'll talk to you, okay?
Yeah.
Maybe your grandfather can facilitate this, but maybe you ought to work the ability to see the kids through your parents, so they're contacting her,
Okay.
and do it that way.
Okay.
But But I don't want to order a no contact if the protection order has expired. So, because I have my own suspicions about things that are going on here and why they're going on. But you are responsible for you, so you get you under control, because to a certain degree you know how to do it. You just have to figure out how to maintain what you do when you know how to do it.
Understood.
All right, anything else, Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, all right.